People magazine once again had a quote unquote exclusive, although I don't know what this exclusive is because all their friends are talking to anybody who will listen. And it's how Prince Harry reunited Archie and Lilibet with King Charles after a nightmare week. Exclusive. I mean, what the hell is the exclusive? I would love to know. What?
I'm just curious. Like, turbulent UK visit from a public. Okay, what was the? Remind me what was the nightmare exactly?
Oh, girl, it was the week from hell. First of all, there was the fracas over Buckingham Palace. Then he lost his big Daily Mail court case and then was proven a liar. Then he came out with a lousy statement claiming the judge was whitewashing the Daily Mail's alleged crimes in his mind. And then it got even worse because then the judge still hasn't decided what the damages are, and he could very well have cost his good friend Elton John tens of millions more because Elton's on the hook for the damages. So
this is why I have you. So I can just zone out.
Yes, it was ridiculous. So let's get back to what their actual exclusive was. It was, for those close to Harry, the public wrangling was as frustrating as it was familiar. Victim: this is not the first time. It has not been plain sailing with correspondence or trying to make things work, says a well-placed source. Read the publicist. It all comes back to security. If that was resolved, there would be so much more certainty every time he comes or they come. So let's unpack that first one, because again, Harry has always known his security situation. He has lost it every turn. The reason over the Buckingham Palace fracas was no security, although I don't know what security could get better than Buckingham Palace. And once again, he is emotionally blackmailing his father by saying, or ever, they could not come again because of security. Notice the kids. However, they got in and out of England just fine. All four of them. Harry was alone, traipsing around London and Birmingham, just fine. Meghan and the kids came around, no paparazzi, just fine.
And just curious, you mean to tell me the security at Buckingham Palace and around England is worse than the Time magazine gala?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Is that not taking a big risk?
I've been to those Time magazine galas. Yeah, they got some beefy guys. Yeah, like, there might be a police.
Yeah,
there's a police car or two. But, I think what Harry's saying is that those guys have guns, so just in case they could shoot someone dead. Whereas in England, he's saying, I want guns around me at all times. I mean, he basically has turned full American. It's quite sweet, actually. Now, once again, we're getting into the next part of the People magazine exclusive, because there was Harry whining again. Now here's Meghan. For Meghan, who had expected to spend much of the week alongside Harry, the turmoil was especially painful. A source who knows the couple says she would have felt humiliated watching the public back and forth unfold. By the way, public back and forth that she and her husband created. Another source tells people Meghan is very supportive of Harry, adding, there's a lot of sadness over how the week unfolded and that she wasn't able to be by his side. But another insider adds, when it comes to Harry's dealing with his family, she always lets him lead. Now, meanwhile, they've said that before. They said that she lets him lead like a year ago, and it's more like, look, I'm a trad wife when it comes to England, which
she always lets him lead. She literally led him out of the royal family.
Thank you. Ta-dun, dun. Boop, boop.
I mean, come on.
It's ridiculous. And we all know the reason she didn't show up was because Harry had publicly proclaimed terrorists wanted to attack him at an event, by the way, for wounded warriors who had fought terrorists and may or may not have had PTSD over that statement. And she also didn't want to go because she saw it was a disaster. Now, if he had won the Daily Mail case, if he had stayed in Buckingham Palace and proclaimed from the steps of Buckingham Palace, you don't think she would have been there right beside him on the steps of Buckingham Palace with a very royal background?
Yes. Correct.
And she wouldn't have had to have released those photos because the media would have done it for her. So I think it was all just a big disaster. And she was like, "You're right. We'll just stick to Highgrove with the children."
I mean,
and I do think it's hilarious that, go on.
Sorry. It's just, they're so exhausting. Like imagine living your whole life around the desire to constantly be covered.
No, I mean, I'm constantly covered by Doug, and even then I feel suffocated.
You are covered in a minky blanket. Thank you very much.
It's true. I do love my minky blanket. It's turned into my blankie. I take it from the
security blanket. I know. Yeah. I told you would love it.
To the bed. By the way, guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, Aliza sent me the most lovely blanket, a minky. And it is turned into my binky and Doug's. He also steals it. It's amazing. I caught him trawling it down the hall the other day. I was like, "Let loose, son, let loose." But, you're not wrong. It's just very frustrating. They put themselves out there. It bombs for whatever reason, despite the fact that at this point, everyone's like, "You're just not that likable. We don't like you. Can you just go home and be parents or do whatever it is you claim you want to do, but don't do?" And then when it goes wrong, they announce an Emmy nomination. They announce an exclusive through People magazine that is not exclusive because their people have already tried to brief everyone else about this, including the phrase, "she lets him lead." That's been said verbatim before.
Well-placed source.
Yes, well-placed.
I mean, it's just that, it's like they have this, it's like they have these little buttons, these little levers that they pull to counteract whatever like I said, replace the bad headline with a new headline. That's the strategy.
I mean, at what point do they realize, A, it doesn't work anymore, and BT dubs, we see you?
I think, honestly, they care more about never leaving the headlines. I almost think, I've never really believed that all press is good press, as they say, right? Because you can obviously be destroyed by a headline. But I do believe if the public stopped talking about them, they would shrivel up and die.
Oof. Yeah.
And that's really every celebrity, by the way. Like, most celebrities really do need to stay constantly in the headlines.
I agree. I just think it's so crappy because, Harry's supposed to go back in September. And that quote in People magazine, "if at all, or if they ever will again." It's like, dude, we get it. You held up your kids in front of your dad, said, "You can see them in September." And you're like, oh, God.
I wonder what those kids are really like.
I don't know, man. God bless. I do. I guess we all wonder, It's just, poof. All right. Any last words, Aliza? Any last final bits of advice that don't include go away and hide?
Well, I guess I would say, think really carefully about what you're doing, because eventually your kids are going to be able to speak.
Honestly, that's why I love giving you the last word. Thank you, friend.
Thank you.
You are a gem. Now wait backstage, and everybody, Aliza, tell everybody where they can find you because you are fabulous.
Thank you. You are fabulous. I am currently releasing my fashion novel on Substack exclusively. It's called Off the Record: Secrets of a 90s Fashion Insider in New York, based on true stories. I am not the main character. However, I have a lot of stories. It's very juicy. It's serialized fiction every Wednesday. And I also write Backstage Pass, which is Sharp cultural commentary. Today I have a piece on Phoebe Gates' scandal and why it's closer to Meghan Markle's jam problems than you think.
Oh, yeah. It's all about you got a problem when the person becomes the brand.
Correct.
You know, I hear you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you in a hot second. All right, everyone. Now, since it's awards season, apparently, at least for the summer, when it gets very slow, I'm going to nominate and crown myself Queen Lobster. Thank you so much. Yes. And don't forget, I've got a Daily Doug for you. Now, listen, this is a bit of an embarrassing story. I don't want you to judge Doug or me, but whenever I have visitors over, Doug likes to get out his pillow, and it's from an old dog bed. He hated the dog bed. He took out the pillow, and every time someone comes over, he whips the pillow out. We'll be sitting on the sofa, whips the pillow out right in front of us, and does this every single time. Yep. Goddamn. That's my boy. He's a humper. Listen, it's embarrassing. It gets weird at this point, though. After what, 6 years? I'm like, he's a humper. Next, just ignore him, you know. And at least he just humps a pillow, you know, and only when company's around. All right, you guys, thanks again. Like, subscribe, hit the hype. And know that I really, really appreciate you. I do. I think you guys are awesome, and I love this community. All right. Mwah. I'll see you in a bit. Take care.